Hello guys. My name is Naji Kingsley. I'm a professional member of NIQS with FCT chapter. I'll be taking a few tutorials. Lately I found out that most young quantity surveyors and even old ones too really do not know how their way around some of these softwares, especially these few ones that we can easily lay our hands on, even though they are readily available and almost like rampant and everywhere, but we still do not know how to use them. And I believe it will go a long way to as an added advantage to assist us in our daily runnings. And then, because these days a client will give you a drawing and then he's just standing by your door waiting for the bill, like sharp, 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 sharp. Just wants everything to be done with speed. So, and the traditional method of doing this are taking off with our paper and our calculator and all. It really doesn't work most times. So that's why I believe that this software, this software rather will go a long way to be of assistance. So I'm just going to be doing these short videos. Well, short. I don't know how short it will be anyway. But I believe it will go a long way to help. So we just start here. For this video I'll just be teaching on the interface of Planswift, how to go about your way with these keys, just for you to have basic knowledge and understanding of the keys, then before we go into taking off proper. So we'll start with this new under the home tab here. We have this group. Under this group we have, under the job group, we have the new button here. New button is used when you want to add a new job. As you can see, a new job. So here, supposing the job we want to do is a hostel. See, proposed hostel block, hostel block. So description, we can say at we'll say to Abuja. Okay. Somebody might wonder, how can hostel be in Usi to Abuja? So yeah, here we have the location of our new job. We just leave it under local. Then the measurements type, we'll just leave it at metric. Click on next. Okay, I think there's something we forgot here. Okay, this tab here, this show me how here Planswift already has a series of videos somewhere around here. So once you just click on this tab, so long as you have network, you have data rather connected to your system, it will just bring out some of those videos and show you how to use this particular page. So click on next. So we'll look for the destination where our file is saved. It's saved on the desktop. So we just search for where the file is. By the time we'll double click on this, so I think this is our drawing. This is the drawing I want to use. So the file we're talking about, it could be in PDF, it could be in CAD format, it could be in whatever format Planswift recognizes a vast majority of file types. So we'll just click on next. There's something I'm supposed to show you here before we proceed. Okay, by the time we click on desktop, by the time we click on this, now we must make sure this button is ticked. If we don't tick this button, if we only highlight this guy, by the time we click on next, it's going to show you an empty page, like a totally blank page. I'm sure some of us would have experienced that already before. So the reason is this button, make sure this button is ticked. So you click on next and then it brings up this page. So I always like to use this convert PDF to TIS fast. That's recommended. Leave it at 300. Then the grayscale, you can either use black and white, grayscale, or whatever. If you use black and white, the drawing you're going to see here, the drawing, by the time we import them, it's all going to be black and white. Every color in it is going to disappear. It's going to be black and white. If you use grayscale, all the colors are going to be just gray. So whatever color you want to use, if you want to use 16 color, if the drawing has more than 16 colors, it's going to reduce it to just 16. Likewise 256. So I prefer to use true color so that the drawing will maintain its original color. Then downsize large TIFs. Well, if your system is not that good, it's not as good as mine, you might want to leave it like this. But because my system is good, it has good graphics card, so I'll just uncheck this so that the drawings will be heavy and fine. But by the time you tick this, it's going to reduce the quality of the drawing, make it a little bit lighter to work on your system. That's if your system is not that strong. But because mine is strong, I'm going to leave it like this. So it's not going to downsize the PDF. It's going to maintain its original size. So, and its original size is really much anyway. So I click on next. So by the time I click on finish, it loads the drawing. Now at this page, if your system is not that good, if it doesn't have good dedicated graphics, that page is going to take you a lot of time. So because mine is stronger, so now we have our drawings here. Our drawings are ready for use. So we have so many drawings under these architectural drawings. Of course, we might have here the site layout. We have the setting out layout here. We have also the ground floor plan. So we have a series of whatever here. So but for now, let's not dwell on this. Let's go back here to where we started. Now the next tool here is the open. Now use open when you want to open an already existing job on the system. Say maybe we'll have any job. These are the list of jobs I worked on, so you can see they're all there. So you can open a new job. So print, of course, we know what print is. Email job. If you want to email, maybe you prepared done the taking off and then the bill, and you want to send it out to your clients, you can just email it out from here. Then the back to go back, the zoom and whatever. Then the pan. This pan, it's by default, Planswift is set to automatically switch to plan mode. So to pan mode rather, when you click on the left mouse button. So by the time I hold my left mouse button, just holding the left mouse button, I can pan around. Now you might not know how useful pan is, but supposing I'm zoomed in here. Now supposing it's zoomed here and I want to pan to see somewhere else on this button, so I can just hold my left mouse button and then I can pan around, can make such moves around, can make moves. So that's what pan is for. Okay, then the scale. This is very important. You need to be attentive to this. Now the scale, there are two ways I can scale. Just as you can see up here, see what this is saying. It's saying not to scale. Means this my drawing is not scaled yet. So there are two ways to scale. You can either scale manually or automatically. Now to scale automatically, you just need to click on this arrow. Now Planswift already has a series of automatic scales here that's depending if the architect, I'm sure we must have seen these drawings, especially in geography, where after the drawings they'll just put one scale down here and then they'll tell you 1:50 or 1:200 or whatnot. So if the drawing has that, you can just come here and then look for whatever the drawing specifies and then just click on it and it will automatically scale to that factor. So but since these are our drawings, obviously you can see that this is our drawing. The architect did not specify the scale of this page, so we can't use any automatic scaling here. So we just use our manual scaling. Now for us to do manual scaling, like I said earlier, there are two buttons here. You can see there's one up and there's another down. So we'll click on the one up. So by the time we click on the one up, you see there are several units for doing our scaling here. You can see the standard unit, which is in feet, inches and fraction. But our drawing here, I believe our drawing here is in millimeter, so we can't use the feet and inch. So these other ones, we just go straight to the metric. Now the metric provides us with millimeter, centimeter, meter and kilometer. So our drawing is actually in millimeters, but I always like to work on meters because it's always easier to work on meters for me than the millimeter thing. So that when you want to do your area, you will not now have to convert your millimeter back to meter. I don't know if you understand that. By the time you do an area calculation and it's in millimeter, say maybe you use millimeter to calculate the length and the width. So a length in millimeter multiplied by a length in width, the area is going to is going to be also in millimeter square. So you now have to convert to meter square. So going through all that stress, so I just prefer to use my meters. So it saves me that time, the time for all that calculation. So by the time I click on meter, I just look for somewhere on the drawing that is already scaled, a known dimension on the drawing. So as you can see, this dimension is quite known. Or this one, okay, this is a longer dimension here. This is 23285. Now if this is not too clear, it's not too visible to me, I can just close this back and then zoom in here. Zoom in. By the time I zoom in, and it's visible now. So but you know, this dimension here is in millimeters, so I have to convert it to meters. So by the time you convert to meters, it's going to be 23.289 or 285. So I just go back here, click on this, and then I put 23.285. So I just click that. By the time I press enter, now it asks me, as you can see, the horizontal and vertical crosshairs. See what it's saying? It says click first point of dimension for scaling. So I just come here and then click the first point of my dimension for the scaling. Click here, come back here, and I click on this. So it's scaled. So my drawing is scaled now. So 23.29 meters. So that if I want to confirm my scale, I can just look for another known dimension on the drawing. Say maybe I look for a vertical dimension now. So I just look at this dimension. So I click on dimension, and then I just check. This is just a random check. So by the time I do this, so as you can see, 3.60. So our scale factor is correct. So you can perform these checks, if you're not too sure, as many times as possible using the dimension tool. Please don't forget dimension tool. So when I'm done with any tool, I can just hit my escape button. By the time I hit the escape button, so my cursor is free for me to play around the screen again with. So that's that for dimension. So we'll move over to arranging of the worksheet. So as you can see, now this my worksheet here, these are all architectural drawings, so I can just change the name here, change the name of this folder to architectural drawings. So architectural drawings, I hit on OK. See that? So the folder name has changed to architectural drawings. So each of these drawings here, I'm sure we all know that each of these drawings has a name. This is just a cover page. This is the site location map. This is the site plan. So each of these drawings I can rename them. So I can click on this. By the time I left click rather on this, if I left click on this, it brings out this properties, copy, paste, or whatever. I just click on properties. So by the time I click on properties, I can just do my simple site location map. So by the time I hit on OK, so it's good. So that's that. So you can do this individually for each of them if you have that time, or you can just go to page. By the time you go to page, see this stuff here, battery name. By the time you click on battery name, we use this tool to rename multiple pages. So I can just use this to zoom in and zoom out, zoom in or zoom out. So I can just save and next, or save and previous. Save and next, it brings out the next drawing here. If I'm not sure which drawing it is, I can just zoom out, or zoom out to be sure, zoom out to all the extremes. See the 4 extremes. So as you can see here, boldly written site plan. So I can just name this site plan. So I can next save and continue. So I can do this till I'm done with all the files, all the pages rather. So because we don't have time, so I just keep that. So batch rotates, we'll talk more on this for now. Let me show you something else. Now as you can see, this is architectural drawings. Supposing I want to add another set of drawings called the structural drawings or the M&E drawings or the whatever kind of drawings anyway, I can just click on this, add a new folder. I add a new folder. Okay, so it brings out this dialog box. Enter a name for the new folder. So I just call the name structural drawings. Structural drawings. Okay, I click on OK. So as you can see, my structural drawings are right here. Okay, structural drawings right here. So this is the architectural folder, this is the structural folder. So to add pages, as you can see, there's no drawing under the structural drawings yet because we've not added the structural drawings yet. So to add pages, I just click on this. As you can see, add pages. So by the time we click on add pages, it brings out several options here. Either add a blank page or an image file. So of course I want to add an image file and not a blank page. I click on this, it takes me back to the last folder we added the file from. So I want to add my structural. So but you can use the browse. If it's in another folder, you can use this browse tool, or you can press this button to add from another folder. But because this is the folder I want to add it from, so I just click on that folder, I press next. Likewise, come back to all of this. I like to use the true color, and then I like to tick this out and next. So whichever one works for you, sha. So as you can see, these drawings are added. The structural drawings are added here, but they are not inside the structural folder. So for me to add them inside the structural folder, I can just select them holding my control key, holding the control button or the keyboard. So I can select them. Select all of them. So by the time they are all selected, so I can now drag, like drag and drag them into the structural folder, and they are in there. So by the time I click on this plus sign, it brings everything down. So that's how it works. Now, as you can see, the structural drawings are kind of inverted. So meaning I have to rotate them. So I can either use this rotate left or rotate right to rotate a single page, an individual page, or in this case, we can see that all the pages here are all inverted and they need to be rotated. So I don't want to rotate an individual page in isolation. So I want to do a batch rotate pages. So by the time I click on batch rotate pages, it says start with first page, start with current page, or selected pages. So start with first page, it means it's going to start with the first page here and rotate everything down. Start with current page, it means it's going to start with the current page I've selected. Now supposing the current page I selected before was this page, so it's going to start with this page and then take it and rotate all the other pages subsequently down, but these other pages up are not going to be rotated. So if I click selected pages, it will just be only the pages I initially selected. What I mean by selected pages is if I select this page, select this page, select this page, select this page, and I do batch rotate, and I click on this, it's only going to select these 3 pages here that I just selected. It's going to rotate only those 3 pages. So I don't want to do that. I want to rotate all the pages because all of them are inverted. So I just click on start with first page, then rotate left or rotate right or rotate 180 degrees. So I want to do left, and by the time I click this, it's going to rotate all the pages of that structural model. All the pages on the structural drawings folder are going to be rotated to the other side, to the left side rather. So by the time we are done with that, by the time we're done with this, okay, let's look at the basic taking of tools. Okay, let's do the basic taking of tools. We'll go back to our home tab. Okay, basic taking of tools. We have here the area. Under the area, there are several things under this area, but we are just going to stick with the simple area tool, just the simple area tool. So let's go back to known. Okay, So by the time I click on area, see it's going to say this tool requires you to scale the page first. Would you like to set the scale now? So why it's saying this is because my drawing is not scaled yet. I've not scaled this particular page. So because I don't want to waste much time, let's go to a page that we've scaled already. So this is the scaled page. As you can see, it rotated, that's what rotated everything, even on this page. It rotated everything. So we're going to want to rotate this guy back. So let's rotate it back. Rotate it back. Okay. So we'll work on this one for now. Okay. So we go back to this. We start with you can see here, this is the taking off tools. These are the tools we need for our basic take off. Okay, so we click on the simple area. Say let's do site. Okay, let's just do oversight concrete. Okay, let's still stick to site preparation. Okay, so by the time you just select the color you want to use for the site preparation, the color, say let's use green. Yeah, green is fine. And then select either you want it solid, hatch, the hatch pattern, or textured, whatever works for you. You just click on OK. So just I want to do a rough taking off. It's not so well. Trust me, by the time you want to do this taking off, you might want to zoom in to get the edges clearly, but because this is not really needed for now, so I'm not zooming in. I'm just doing a rough taking off. So my taking off is quite rough, but don't do this kind of taking off, please. Make sure you get the accurate details. But because of time, I'm trying to rush. That's why I'm not zooming in. I'm zooming in, so so I can just snap to that point. And then by the time I'm done, I right click and then I press stop. If I want to measure another area, a new area, I can press new section and then I continue with a new area. But I want to stop for now, so I just click on stop. So that's this. So I've gotten my area. So if I want to measure a new area, still on this size preparation, I can press new section. Or if I want to continue this area, maybe I discovered there's a little additional extension here that I didn't measure, I can just click on digitizer and it will bring me back to this, and I can add that stuff, whatever I didn't measure before. Maybe there's a projection here that I forgot to measure, so I can just add that up. So I right click and then I stop. So, or maybe I feel like, oh, this extension is not needed, I should just remove it. So I just bring my cursor back here onto this point and then I right click and you can see delete point, not delete but delete point. I delete this point and I delete this point. So we are back to where we started. So that's how it works. Now what am I missing here? Okay, now by the time I hover around this, you see it shows us the area value, which is 333.12 square meters, then the linear total, which is 82.97, and the point count, which is 12. So I'm sure we are wondering what's area, the linear total. Okay, the linear total is just the perimeter around this area, the perimeter around. Then of course the area is the area measured here and all of that. Then the points count is this points you're seeing here. This guy's on white. They're the points count. Okay, that's for area. Then linear tool. By the time you click on linear tool, just write the name. Is it trench excavation or whatever you want to do? Whatever you want to do. Okay, so I want to do trench excavation. I click on. Now I'm going to show you guys what happens around here in the next tutorial video, the advanced and the rest. I'm going to show you what happens around there because it's very important, very important. Okay, so we can measure our area. Okay, see, supposing I measure this line, You just measure around. I'm just playing around anyway. So if you don't like any, or if you want to go back, you can just press Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. Takes you totally back, all the way back. So I can measure my linear. See, maybe I want to do block walk. I can measure this. Can measure this. Can measure this. So if I'm done, I just press stop. If I want to continue, I can use new section. So that's that for linear. Okay, then the segments, we'll talk much of about this later. Then the count. The counts. Supposing I want to count my number of doors and windows, say I want to count doors. Doors, I just press the count, and then I can count. This is one door, another door. Maybe I want to count only the 900 doors. I just count the 900 doors like that. So that's how, as you can see, it's telling me the number, four numbers of doors. So anytime I want to stop, I can just hit digitizer button here, or I press escape and to stop counting. Or if I want to continue, I can press this new section. So I want to stop, I hit a digitizer, pop, and it stops. So if I want to see the taking off I've done, as you can see, I have here site preparation, trench excavation, doors. So this is my list of taking off that I've done so far. So that's how it works for now. So let's just stop here. In the subsequent class will continue, and then I hope we'll learn more. So I hope and I believe that this video has been useful to you. I just hope you'll be able to learn the basic stuff by watching this video. Maybe next class we will go a step further. We'll start with we will not just be doing basic taking off anymore. We'll go straight full time into taking off for substructural works. Maybe we'll do a complete taking off for substructural works using the BSMM4, which is approved by the NIQS, and from there we'll see what happens. So for now, thank you guys for watching, and take care and stay safe.